Hello, hello, my darlings. Hello, my darlings. How are you? I know it's been a while. It's been a while because my ass is still hurting. That's why it's been a while. But I am now attempting to do this from a computer at a desk because I'm fed up of lying on my bed. But it's going to be hard, kiddies. It's going to be hard, but we're going to make it. We're going to do it. We're going to get through this. Because I got to get through this. I got to get through this. I got to make. Hello. Hello, everyone. Who is in the chat? Let us see what is going on in the chat. Okay, we have some people. Hello, people. Let us pop out Le Chat and see what is going on in Le Chat. Hello, Le Chat. Victoria Jessups. Big up. Big up, Linkwary and Dickdale. Okay, I have no idea what that is, but hello. Hello, Nadaverse, my darling. Hello, big old bass Welshman. Victoria Jessups. Asif. How you doing? Ham Spam, big up Ham Spam. Happy New Year to you all. It's been a while, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's been sort of a while. I mean, I uploaded 2 videos yesterday, and if you are on the Speaker's Corner Hangout circuit, you would have seen me on other shows. So it all depends on where you've seen me, where you haven't, where you've been. But if you've been on the usual circuit of hangouts, you would have seen me in those places. But if you haven't, then it has been a while, and I'm sorry I haven't uploaded a live stream or done anything much for a little while. Well, the tailbone is still hurting, but it's getting there. It's a little bit uncomfortable sitting in this chair right now, but I'm gonna keep shuffling because I gotta get back to work, so I gotta be able to make sure I can sit in a chair properly for a while. Can't keep messing around. Can't lie on that bed forever. Gotta get up and do it. So what are we talking about, kiddies? We are talking about a Mr. Qasem Soleimani. Now, this was my issue, and I had to discuss it with a friend of mine. I thought it was Qasem Soleimani, but it's not. It's Qasem Soleimani because it's a Q, or Qasem Soleimani, I think. Qasem, it's got to be Qasem. Because Qasem is a very popular Iranian name, but it would be with a GH. So we are going with Qasem, or Qasem Soleimani. So who is this individual? Who are we talking about, kiddies? We are talking about Mr. Qasem Soleimani, this man here. He is, let me give you guys a little brief background to this individual. Although I'm not a fan, I'll be honest, I am far from a fan of this individual. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that soon enough. But for now, what I can tell you about this individual is Qasem Soleimani was one of the generals, a major general, Iranian major general in the Islamic Republic Guard Corporation, Corps, which is the IRGC, and also the commander of the Quds forces in Iraq. Now, this individual is not a nice guy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I know people are out there crying over this man's death. He is himself responsible for deaths of thousands of people. 1,500 people just recently died because of this individual in in Iran during the protests fairly recently. So this individual is well, let's put it this way. He's a piece of shit, and I personally say, fuck him. That is my personal, actual take on this individual. Fuck this guy. He is responsible for deaths of thousands of people across Iraq and Iran, and so on and so forth. So I have no particular love for this individual. It's just that, unfortunately, the Iranian government does, and they are, they're threatening to go to some kind of war because of this idiot. And as I said, he's a clever man. He was an incredibly, I mean, this was a major asset. This is why they are mourning his death so much. He was somewhat of a major asset to Iran, because this individual actually was a very, very clever, strategic individual. He did. I mean, he was instrumental in pushing ISIS out of, first of all, the southern parts of Iraq, as well as the rest of Iraq, because, I mean, you know, but unfortunately in this particular case, my enemy's enemy is not necessarily my friend. So just because he was instrumental in actually fighting ISIS, that doesn't actually mean that he was instrumental, he's necessarily a good ally for the Americans or the United Kingdom. He was responsible for deaths of many, many American soldiers because of all the insurgencies that he organized with other people within Iraq. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, this individual. It's not a clear-cut situation. And there are many YouTube channels that have done whole histories of this individual, you know, whole background histories of who he is and what he did and all that jazz. So I don't want to labor a lot of the stuff about him, because there's so many other people who've done much better things, much better insight than him. Just to simply address the fact that, you know, he was part of the Revolutionary Guard of the Iranian Revolution. And he also, you know, put to death many Iranians in that early years when they were slaughtering anyone that could be a challenge to the Iranian regime. So he was part of all of that. There is nothing innocent about this individual. He is a piece of shit for all intents and purposes. There's no love lost, if you like, from my part towards him. And the funny thing is, there are lots of Iranians who also hate his guts, and are actually celebrating. And this is the funny thing. There are Iranians, I mean, I know it seems like you can see the hordes of Iranians who are mourning his death. Let me just well, actually, let me leave that up there, but let me just pause it there. There are, as heroin and hashish, I think these are the things they confiscated. Yeah. There are hordes of Iranians that appear to be coming out in the streets mourning this individual's death. But to be honest with you, for the most part, that's because Iranians have to. If they're knocking on your door and saying, yes, you're coming out today to mourn his death, then you're coming out today to mourn his death. If they tell you have to put up a banner to say that you're so, you know, sorry that this man is dead, then you'll have to do that. So it's not like Iranians in Iran have that much of a choice, but I will show you Iranians who do have a choice. A
celebration at the Federal Building as demonstrators with the California Society for Democracy in Iran.
There you go. These are Iranians
on
who
photos
do have
of the
a
now
choice.
deceased General.
There you go. These are Iranians who actually have a choice. So they're not exactly crying over the
Trump for taking this action, and I want to send a message, Mr. President. Your name is going to be in history as one of the bravest president in American history.
Saeedeh Ashar says she lost loved ones who were rounded up in Iran and killed because they opposed the regime.
So
Those deaths, but in Westwood.
yeah, so that basically, you know, I just want to demonstrate that there are people who are actually happy that this individual is dead. But these are people in free countries. These are people in free nations who can actually say the things they can say. Now, one thing I wanted to point out, actually, right at the beginning of this, there's a little scene here. Here, check out this. Okay, this flag is you got to take note of this. Actually, I think towards the end of this, there you go. Now, this flag is the flag of the Shah of Iran. This was what they call the Shir Khorshid. This is the lion and the sun rising behind the lion holding the sword. This was the flag of Iran before the revolution. And the funny thing is, there are certain idiot liberals who, like Mrs. Rose McGowan here, who doesn't actually realize that she wrote this idiotic tweet. Dear Iran, the USA has disrespected your country, your flag, your people. 52% of us humbly apologize. We want peace with your nation. We are being held hostage by a terrorist regime. We do not know how to escape. Please do not kill us. Now, the funny thing is, this ignorant, privileged fool of a woman doesn't realize the flag that she's displaying here is in fact the Shir Khorshid. It is the sun and the lion. This is the flag of the Shah. This is the same as this. Obviously, it's a slightly different cartoon depiction of it, and it's a different form, but it is basically the same. So the flag she's actually displaying is an insult to the Iranian regime. This is not the Iranian flag. Hold on. I should have actually had this ready, but let me see if I can get an image of this. This is the Iranian flag. This is the flag of the revolution, with this symbol in the middle, which is funny enough very similar to the Sikh symbol as well, which I don't know where Khomeini got it from. But these lines meant to represent, what's it called? They meant to represent, I think, swords as well. This was the Shah's flag. This is the insult flag. This is the flag if you don't want to insult the current regime of Iran. Mrs. McGowan, you fucking idiot. This is why they say get woke, go fucking insane. Look at this. What the fuck is that all about? So yeah, Mrs. McGowan is an idiot and doesn't realize that she's actually spitting in the eye of the Ayatollahs by producing that flag. Guys, anyone who's an admin, if you see a piece of text that's gone grey, could you just show it? Because like Boti's one was invisible. I see another one with Boti. So yeah, guys, if you're an admin, do your thing, will you? I don't know. Shall I make Boti an admin? Let's make Boti an admin. I don't know. I'm a bit skeptical about Boti. Boti, I'm nervous. Are you going to behave if I make you an admin? Are you going to... With great power comes great responsibility. Hey, MC, how's it going, mate? But yeah, so yeah, it's a Sunni spect fire lion. I don't know what I think maybe, but I mean the Shir Khorshid is the term we use. Well, no. Boti, when he said you can't do anything, Trump should have tweeted, "Hold my beer." Yes, indeed. Hey, Sam, I would love if Sam, you could come up and have a chat with us about all of this, because you are like a person who's very much knowledgeable about these things. But I don't know, you don't take the mic, Sam. You are always in the background. You never want to take the mic. But anyway, so yeah, most importantly, fuck this guy. Remember that as a takeaway message for today. Fuck this guy, because this guy is a piece of shit anyway, and no one should be mourning his death. He is responsible for killing thousands of people by himself. So yes, fuck that guy. And in fact, I want to see if I... because I think Imam Tawhidi actually also posted a thing about it, about the fact that this guy is responsible. To the members of the U.S. Congress that are heartbroken to hear of the death of... actually, let me post this up here. so you guys can see it as well. To the members of the U.S. Congress who are heartbroken to hear, and I think he's talking to Ilhan Omar really, of the death of Qasem Soleimani, I would like to remind you that he was the main figure behind the killing of Ambassador Christopher Stevens in Benghazi. So pick your side, Soleimani or USA. There was also another one about the thousands of people that he is responsible for killing. Breaking. Where is it? There was another one that he posted. God, this man posts so much stuff. He posts way too much stuff. Damn it. I can't seem to find the kind of the post that he made about the thousands that died. Members of the Iranian backed militia, we are here on the Syrian-Iraq border. The bombing is still going on. We are here. What's that? A dog? Oh. My sources in Baghdad, government officials, say that they have intelligence reports that there will be strike in Baghdad very soon, but the Iranian-backed political parties don't want to announce this to the public so they can still use citizens as human shields. There you go. Pray for peace. Pray for peace. There's lawmakers in Iran chant death to America, death to Israel. Of course they chant death to America. They've been chanting death to America, death to Israel for like 40 years. I remember chanting that shit at school. That's not like some new breaking thing. Parents of 1,500 murdered Iranian protesters have been persecuted and even arrested for trying to hold memorial services for their children. Nobody talks about it. The guy who killed those kids dies, and government ordered mourners are on every news camera. There you go. You see what I mean? So that's what I mean. There are 1,500 protesters that have been slaughtered by the orders of that man, by the orders of this asshole. So no, don't mourn his death. Celebrate that we have one cunt down, 1,000 more to go. That's all I see it. I just see it as one cunt down and 1,000 more to go. But you see, what worries me isn't so much as Iranians mourning the death of Soleimani. This is London, ladies and gentlemen. This is London. I just want to remind you, this is not Iran. This is not Tehran. This is London, England.
وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم.
Yes, be worried. Be incredibly fucking worried. Are you watching this, English men and women? Are you fucking aware of what is going on? This is England. This is what's happening in your city.
بحق الحسين اشفي صدر الحسين بظهور الحجة.
And then there's also this.
But I have to say that I would like to give
London, 3rd of January 2020. London, 3rd of January 2020. By the way, this man is an official enemy of this country. The man who died, Qasem Soleimani, is an official enemy of this country. He is no better than Abu al-Baghdadi. And yet, because these treacherous bastards that live amongst us will not dare to come out and mourn the death of al-Baghdadi, but they will come out and mourn the death of this other, who is just as deadly an enemy to our lives, to our country in Britain, as al-Baghdadi was. And yet, because the political climate allows it, they'll come and openly mourn his death. But he is also an enemy of this country. He wasn't a friend of Britain. He wasn't a friend of America. They burn British flags as well as American and Israeli flags in Iran. Don't think that Britain is off the hook from this. You think that Britain won't feel the wrath of these assholes as well? Yeah, these same people you see in this image will one day be the terrorist knife wielders on your bridges. So I have been warning about this for 20 fucking years. And this is now the chickens are coming home to roost. And finally there are some assholes who are waking up to what is going on. And you liberals still run around going, no, it's peaceful. They're all peaceful. Sorry. I just knocked something over. I had to go get it. Yes. So be aware of this religion. I'm not saying these people are victims of this religion, but it is the religion that pushes them to do these things.
You all condolences, but in the same time, I like to actually congratulate all of you. We are very fortunate to live at the time that to see and to touch and to feel a man like Soleimani.
Yes, Soleimani, a murderer of thousands of people, a man who's ordered the deaths of 1,500 people in 2 days in Iran because they protested his shitty regime. That man, that's the man they mourn here today.
And we hope and we pray and we work hard to make sure that there will be many, many more Qasem Soleimanis.
I see, this guy said Qasem Soleimani, and I kept wanting to pronounce Qasem Soleimani, but it seemed different.
We inspire to become like him. We inspire, and we are jealous of his shahadat, and we want the same.
They are jealous of his shahad. Listen to this. They want to be martyred like him. They are jealous of his shahad.
We inspire to become like him. We inspire, and we are jealous of his shahadat, and we want the same thing for ourselves and for our loved ones, because that's the best thing that could happen to us. What's the beauty of Islam is that you turn around to the enemy and say, do your worst. Your worst is the best that could happen to me.
There you go. They all inspired to be shaheeds like this man, the shaheed, the martyr. Because, he's guaranteed 70. Right now, he's probably humping his 72 virgins as we speak. He's just running through those fuckers like it's no tomorrow. Because, 72 virgins, that's a lot. And he's only been dead for like 3 days. So, the man's probably working overtime up there, trying to run through those fucking virgins. But yeah, this is what's happening in London, people. This is not in Baghdad. This is not fighting them over there so we don't have to fight them over here. No, they're already over here. These fuckers are already over here. And you're going to have to fight them one day over here, on your bridges, in your streets, and possibly at your fucking front door one day.
Many more Qasem Soleimanis. We inspire to become like him. We inspire, and we are jealous of his shahadat, and we want the same thing for ourselves and for our loved ones, because that's the best thing that could happen to us. What's the beauty of Islam is that you turn around to the enemy and say, do your worst. Your worst is the best that could happen to me.
Where are you, Takia Watch? Are you not making a video? You should be editing a fucking video right now, cutting this bit into it. Where is Takia Watch when you need him? Yeah, and by the way, more cucks in Canada as well. This is Canada. This is an Iranian trying to tell these cucked leftist Canadians that the man that you're mourning is a murderer. This person is a murderer of thousands of Iranian young people. Get lost. You get lost. You get lost. You get lost. Right there, Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And by the way, those other protesters, the counter protesters, were saying, Magbar Jomhuriya Islami, that means death to the Islamic Republic of Iran. And I commend them. I commend them because they're coming out to show that in a free society, those people who are actually against the Iranian regime can actually speak out, unlike the poor Iranians who are effectively trapped under duress, having to pretend to mourn the death of this tyrant and this fucking murderer. So yeah, I commend those who can come out and actually say it. But this is the enemy within. This is the enemy within that we have to fight. This is no longer just the enemy over there. We don't fight them over there so we don't have to fight them over here. No, we fucking have to fight them over here too. Ali, you go and suck that fucking Ayatollah's fucking cock. You piece of dog shit. But nevertheless, your freedom of speech. No. Let him have his... No, don't take away... Oh, no, fuck him. Fuck him. If he wants to say it, I want people to see him say it. I want people to see him say it. Don't delete his message. No. I want people to know the shit we have amongst us. Yes. I want people to see what this Ali Morshadi is all about. Don't. In fact, these are the people we do not block and delete their messages. People, we let these people say their vile filth because we have to know that they live amongst us. They live amongst us. We have to let everyone know that they live amongst us. There's beyond atheism as well, and this is another trolling little shit. But the fact is that the difference is between. I mean, I have actually a WhatsApp video which is horrific. It actually shows the bodies of Soleimani torn apart. It literally shows. I mean, I wouldn't be able to never show it on YouTube. I might be able to put it on BitChute. I might do that. I don't know. But I mean, there's a WhatsApp video that I've been sent, which literally shows the head of Soleimani separated from his body. His hand with the ring. You know, he wears that. Let me see if I can find a picture of him with his famous ring on his hand. Hold on. Let me see if I can get Soleimani's picture with his famous ring on his hand. Let me see. Yeah, you see this? You see that? There's literally a hand on the floor, just a hand with that ring on it. There's a hand with that fucking ring. Just separated from his body, just a hand on the floor. And I've got those videos. Unfortunately, YouTube will never let me show them. But Banks, thank you little shit. But as far as Soleimani is concerned, yeah, there are bits of him all over that floor. He is literally, I mean, there's some gruesome, I mean, they took some fucking horrific up-close pictures, man. They took some up-close images. Actually, there's the hand. There's the hand with the ring, funnily enough. I mean, I should scroll away from this because I presume this may not be entirely kosher. But yeah, that was the image of the hand. And Soleimani's hand and ring. So yes, Soleimani is he's fucked, and good riddance to bad fucking rubbish, I'd say. Now let me see if I can post the StreamYard. Hey, we've got one down. We got MC. What's up, MC? Can you hear me, MC?
Great. Can you hear me, by the way?
I can hear you, my
good friend. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yes.
Good man. Okay. How's it going, dude? How's life?
Well, life is great. I have to say it. The Christmas in general and celebrating it in Poland, especially the New Year, it's quite a party, and we do love to party hard. So you know how it can end, especially with the lots of alcohol and champagne. And the Punjabis have nothing on us when it's about drinking. Tell that to Manish in there or Raj.
So you guys are doing your thing hard, huh?
Yes.
Good man.
And I love it because life is about that. There are moments you have to give it to the fullest, and partying is that moment. Literally from AM to PM. I don't. I know that, for example, in the States, to 2 PM, and you're going out. They have to throw us out from the clubs and anywhere else on 5 PM in the morning because we cannot get enough.
Nice. Dude, at the moment, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit preoccupied trying to get a few other things going. So, what are your thoughts on the current topic that we're discussing? Although I will be shifting topics later, but at the moment we're on the Soleimani thing and the Iran issue. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, first and foremost, I will twist his name constantly because YouTube is going with its stupid rules once again. You cannot make fun of politicians, and I'm sure they have him under protection. So let's call him Salami, by the way. Yeah, I call him the halal Salami.
So what do you think about Salami? And
what can I think about it?
Current issue.
Finally, justice have been served. A tomahawk rocket up his ass like he deserved it. For all those people that he literally murdered, as you have said. And it's dangerous. It looks dangerous, that's for sure, that it may be a war with Iran, but I don't think that Trump would like to go to war because of it, but we will see. It depends how much Iran will going to retaliate. And let's face it, they will retaliate sooner or later.
Oh yes, I can almost guarantee there will be a retaliation of some sort. But I mean, can they really declare war on Iran, on Iraq? On the USA? I can't see that happening.
Well, declaration is one thing, but action is another thing. They can do much, to be honest, to them. We can also declare, but would anyone take us seriously?
Exactly. Well, this is what I mean. I mean, they can. It's just I don't really see them being able to really do much. There's already another guy called Salami. No, Jenny said there is a. Sam M says there's already another guy called Salami. Oh my god!
General Halal Salami. That's how we're going to call him, by the way.
Admiral General Allah Salami.
Yes. Admiral General Al Halal Salami. Oh, it even sounds great, and it sounds so homely, by the way.
Al Pepperoni.
Yes. Because let's face it, he would not eat pork because he would commit an act of cannibalism if he would do so. General Al Pork Al Salami.
Exactly.
Al Halal Salami.
Exactly. Well, for everyone who's interested, the link, I've posted the link in the actual description of this show. So if anybody wants to jump on, you can jump on to the back chat, and then we will qualify you before you're allowed to come on the show.
And by the way, to the people that are mourning his death in Western parliaments, especially in Britain or in the US Congress, let's exclude them and call them the part of the foregress, not Congress.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, those people in the American Congress, we're talking like people like Ilhan Omar, obviously, which is, I mean, we already know she's a traitor to the American country anyway. She doesn't give a shit about America. So, those are the ones that probably...
Lots of Democrats, to be honest. I cannot see them as anything else now.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're not going to... It's no surprise that they are... talking about this.
Let them.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not a shocker exactly to me. I'm not like, oh my God, Ilhan Omar doesn't agree with something Trump did. That's amazing. That is just, I never saw that coming. That is just unbelievable to me. No, of course she would have. She's a piece of shit, so she's definitely gonna support all of that bullshit.
Well, I can translate a Polish song about it. Cry, baby, cry. Don't feel bad about it. Just cry.
Oh my god! Thingy. What's his name? Sam M. Sam M was right. There is literally a guy called Hussein Salami. Hold on. Let me. You can. If you look at if you can see the YouTube site, you'll be able to see it. I'm gonna switch over to that. There is.
It's
actually,
only semantics, by the way. It's only semantics from me. But don't you find that ironic that Muslim names
is a salami?
Yes. Or by the way, the organization that wants to throw the Jews into the sea, Hamas. Just a moment. Hamas. Yes. I mean, isn't that ironic?
I know all these Muslims that are named after pork products. The irony is
something is lacking. Yes. That they really crave something. That they really have a deficit of something, and maybe subconsciously they are thinking, okay, maybe going to send a message that actually we do really want pork. We want those pigs in our life, but Allah is a dick, and He doesn't want us to give that pleasure.
Secretly, they might actually want the pork.
Yes,
there are secret pork lovers. All this time.
End of porking.
Yes, end of porking. Oh wow. So yeah, guys. I mean, at this point, I've pretty much had my fill of what I wanted to say about Soleimani, not salami, but Soleimani. The salami guy is a different guy entirely, so let's not mix up the salamis and the Soleimanis. But I don't mind. Anyone else who wants to, MC, if you want to change topics, if you want to shift topics, I'm more than happy to move on from that, because I think we're done. We're done with this asshole. There was something else. Was there something else? Because I put a whole bunch of stuff in my Twitter feed to try to talk about at a later date, but I just keep forgetting I keep forgetting which one I wanted to talk about first. There's just so many different fucking things. Oh, do you watch Speaker's Corner stuff? The Speaker's Corner antics.
Well, I am a little bit. I wasn't a little bit present in. I have to do my homework on that. But I have seen many times that, for example, it's basically becoming a Sharia Speaker's Corner, not Free Speaker's Corner, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't see. Someone says, "Well, she's in the green room," but you're not. Well, she isn't. Well, she isn't in the background. I don't know where well she is, but well, she is not. And wait a minute. Did I post? Sure. I may have posted the wrong. I may have posted the wrong link. Hold on a second. I apologize for those of you who've clicked on the link here. I may
one thing is for sure. I would one time go to the Speaker's Corner, say what I think, and probably I would be never allowed to return to Britain again, no matter what kind of.
Sorry, just give me a sec. Hello. Yeah. But no, you're in the wrong back chat, mate. I think I posted the wrong one when I looked. I think I posted the wrong chat, because I don't actually know. It's not. I'm looking at the thing, and it all looks the same. But hold on, let me post a new one in the description. Yeah, because I'm also gonna put it in the main chat as well. But I know I've done it. I've changed it in the main thing as well. So see if you can actually pick that up now. See if all right. Cheers, bye. sorry, MC. I'm trying to get Welshie to get on here.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. I've got a few people that will hopefully be jumping on in a moment. My ass is killing me right now. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that is a lot of pain. Sorry. I'm sitting in a chair instead of my bed, and I thought I could manage that fucking thing without having to stand up, but it looks like I can't. Looks like my ass is.
Well, your situation is not that bad. I am now sitting on the floor because my mic have a problem with connection. You know, it's something in the cable, and I have to sit there if I want to work and talk. Yes.
I might actually consider the floor. Actually, come to think of it, the floor might be a better option. But there you go. I've posted the StreamYard link, which is at the top of it's the top link. That should be the one now. Let me check to see if anyone's jumped on. Nope, no one's jumped on. Not yet. I don't know. I mean, I presume. Did you click on the one I posted in the room, or did you click on the one that I posted in the that was under my video, MC?
On your video.
Aha. Okay. Yeah. No, that is.
I mean, no. I mean, in the stream when there was the live stream, then I have to click on that.
That's it. That's
yeah, live chat.
Yeah. No. That is the correct one. Okay. Let me close that. Okay, I'm still here, right? You can hear me. Yep, you can hear me. I can hear you. We're still good. There was a little bit of a loop situation. I don't know, man. This is boomer hour. Okay, what can I say? This is me standing up at my desk right now, rubbing my rectum. I'm rubbing my tailbone, trying to relieve the pain at the same time, trying to get this fucking link to work for Based Welshman. It's in the description, Welsh. Refresh the page or something. I don't know. It's in there. Refresh it. It worked. I clicked on it. It all worked fine. There's nothing more I can do, really. It works. The one I posted in the thing works. I will not reboot the phone. Refresh the close the YouTube channel, the YouTube app, and just restart the YouTube app. That's it, and that should give you the new proper working link. Hopefully, MC, what are you thinking?
I'm here. I'm all the time here.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to carry this show for me, because I'm in a lot of fucking pain right now. And I'm
okay. Take your pills.
Yeah. Entertain, my man. Entertain the masses.
Just a moment.
Let me see. Is anyone actually in the back chat? I can't see. I can't tell.
Well,
There's no
only
one
me. I cannot see anybody else.
I know.
Today,
The problem is this StreamYard thing, especially the free one, only lets one person.
To the chat. You are so boring. Why you cannot come here? Why do you want to come here?
And his I hate it here, says it's probably Welshie and his banana fingers. Simon, jump on. I want you to tell me about Lister. Actually, no, it wasn't. I don't know. You want to talk about Lister with his little antics at Speaker's Corner today, with him shitting his pants when the police said, "Oh, you're gonna have to leave the park too," with this giant bald man who wanted to kill him.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I want to hear that story too.
Have you seen that video? You haven't seen that video? Okay, MC, let me find the video. Oh, okay, let me see if I can find the video, and then I will share my screen with you, so you can actually see the video where Lister was cacking his underwear. It's on TNTS's Greek. TNTS Greek. He was.
You're either arresting me or you're doing that. Who do you think you're talking to, Jamil? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Look, you've got your handcuffs out. How going on me?
Let me see if I can share my screen with you, my dear chap. Where's the stream thing? Aha, we have Base. Base is here. Hold on, guys. We have to confirm though before Base comes on. I have to do a little confirmation that it is Base, because there are some people. Hello, Mr. Base Welshman. Base, you want to say hello?
Swansea City.
Aha.
It's definitely not me.
Well, fine.
Okay, we're good. We can go with Base. All right, Base. Did you see the Lister video today?
No, I didn't see that. No. Yeah, fucking
Of
right.
course you did. Okay,
It's hilarious.
hold on. We also have Nada. Let's let me just
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't your link, Banksy. It was my phone. I just rebooted it and it works now. So it was that. Sorry.
Hello, Miss
Hi,
Nadaverse. Are you with us?
Hello, my friend. How are you doing? Yeah,
Oh,
I just now logged on now. It's working fine. I just had some work to finish up. But yeah, your links were working fine for me, all of them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Before.
Yeah, it was me. It was me.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on, guys. Let me I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so you guys can see what I can.
Okay.
You should be able to see.
You will see a point where Lister is actually saying to the guy, "Come on, come here," like a dog, saying, "Come on," whistling at him.
Yeah.
So and when the guy sort of bites a bit, he says, "I'm a pacifist." I'm thinking, well, I wouldn't behave like that. Do you know what I mean?
You're a pacifist now that you're shitting your pants.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, he's a passive. Oh, okay. If you guys can see that now, I'll.
Yeah, I can see it.
Well, yeah, go on YouTube.
I'm gonna.
Vision.
No, you don't have to be on YouTube. You can just see it in the shared screen now. So hopefully,
okay, cool.
Hopefully that will be enough because I just want everyone to be able to see it in real time.
I mean, they're both arseholes,
I'm gonna
by the way.
I'm gonna speed this bit up because it takes a little bit of time to reduce
Who are you talking to now? For what reason? God bless Tommy Robinson. God bless Tommy. We love you, Tommy. You fool.
So sweet, yeah. I mean, basically, we're both being arseholes. They were both being arseholes.
I'd like to see you put them on the butter. You couldn't get them on the butter. I'm trying to make you keep saying it.
The difference is Lister can't back it up.
Why not idiot getting that? You're leaving, Charlie. No, put it on the butter. Sir, you just heard what you were saying. No, leave the butter, please.
Okay, you are. This is Lister now. So he walks off.
Yeah, you can see Lister now ahead.
Yeah, now listen to what he says in a minute. It is funny, like.
Have you ever been cuffed up, please? Have you been cuffed up, please? I'm meant to look chic in the bar, please, sir. You're scary. You are scary. Do you know what cameras are? You'd like to do something else, wouldn't you? You'd like to do something else, please? Here, boy, what's this? Here, boy, what's this?
Yeah, go back a bit. Go back. You see that there? Here, boy, he's going. And the guy, look at him running. Yeah, now let's play it back. Play it from normal speed. Because it is funny, but...
away before I do something.
Yeah.
Go on again.
Look, he's coming after Lister.
Charlie Chaplin would be proud.
I'm a pacifist. Did you hear him say it? Go back.
Let
me see. Hold on.
Go back.
I'm a pacifist.
I'm a pacifist.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Pacifist.
I'm a pacifist.
Typical pacifist behavior.
Yeah. Should be a meme out of it. You know you are pacifist when you know you can get your shit beat out of you.
Watch this now, MC. Watch this. Watch Lister's face in a minute.
Oh, really? Under what grounds? Don't worry. What grounds? Don't worry, sir. The speaker's calling. You've been doing a lot of speaking today. Shit. Bye. What about that choir? He's coming. He's coming, is he?
He's coming.
Come on,
Look at
Lister's face.
He's supposed to be going. He's fucking kicking me out there.
Listen.
Come on. I'm supposed to
Go
be
back.
Go back.
Right. Oh, the whole, people in the park are laughing. You're not letting me go out with him, are you?
Yeah,
go back.
This is a moment where a pacifist shits his pants. This is the moment. You can almost see the moment where he cracks his pants. Where shit hits
everybody
cloth.
quiet.
He's coming, is he? Come on. You're supposed to be going. You're supposed to be going.
There you go. It's at this moment Lister realised he just fucked up.
Fucked up. Listen to the crowd.
You called it on. I'm supposed to be the violent far right. I've got violent bone in my body.
I know, it's funny, isn't it? Look at poor Steve.
You're in trouble, mate.
Look at the face.
Look at that face. The terror in those eyes.
It's like you've seen a ghost. It's like you've seen a ghost.
I'm about to get fucked up. Sorry. Hold on.
Wait, it gets better. It gets better because the guy goes.
I just want to close that stupid message.
I will make a picture. I will take it, and I will make a sign out.
Yeah, meme him.
Fearless pacifist.
These are meme moments.
The face you pull when you fight fascism and you still get banned from the speaker's corner.
You called it on. Come on. I'm supposed to be violent, all right. I've got violent bone in my body.
I haven't got a violent bone in my body.
Brilliant. He is
that is the look of a man who definitely is wearing an estrogen patch. Something tells me.
Now I know what is the soy boy look. Now I understand.
It is the face you pull when you try and fight fascism and you get banned from the park.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
That's so good.
Keep it going.
Let me put it back to normal speed.
Yeah.
You put them away.
He went boom. He went boom.
So I can come next week. Will you be on a better mood?
Out now, sir.
You need a Valium.
Out of the now, sir.
You need to take a Valium.
Out now, sir.
Mr. Jamel, you need to take a Valium.
Oh my god.
Take the value.
You really are sweet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, how's it going?
Easy, brother.
Oh, hello.
Jamming out the park, boy.
Got to go, ain't you?
On your way, sir. Just sit inside the park.
When are you going?
Inside the park.
When are you going?
I'm going inside the park. You're going that way, sir.
I can stand here then.
That's Royal Parks.
I can stand here.
That's Royal Parks. You see the traffic lights at the Royal Parks?
I can stand here.
Where are the Royal lights?
So how comes you picked on me and not the pirate?
No, you've been told to leave also, right?
Where's the pirate?
He's gone. You're going now, sir. Bye-bye.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. Put your cuffs away. You might lose them. You might need them later. You fool. What an idiot.
Listen to what he says now.
Anything to say?
I just think it's wrong. Get a phone out of the
Wait
park.
there.
He stopped me the first time coming in, then he stopped me the second time for no reason. Come on. Speaker's corner.
Wait.
We missed the one.
Wait.
Oh, he's gone on his shit.
Lister's gone. Lister just ran.
On his shit.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. On his ship.
Yeah, it's Extension Rebellion ship. You know, the pink one.
On the SS Estrogen.
Well,
SS estrogen.
Fucking hell, man.
Yes.
That's good. Fucking hell.
SS estrogen. That is awesome.
okay.
So he's been my poor comrade friend. He's been under the stick today. Oh, by the way, he's done another tweet. Have you seen the tweet he did, the Banksy?
Lister. Oh yeah. You actually. That's another thing. I should show you the tweet you sent me.
Yeah.
About him actually posting where is it? I'll find it in a second, and I'll. Let's see. But yeah, he actually went back into the park, even though he wasn't supposed to.
They're asking for a replay in the chat.
Okay, we'll replay it once we show this particular.
Banksy, mercy, I will die if you're going to replay that shit. Really.
But this is another thing he did today. Let me Sorry, hold on. I just realized something.
Good evening, all. Welcome to Boomer FM.
Hey, fuck
we have
you. It just takes a minute. It just took a minute.
Get the fucking gerbil on some Red Bull or something.
Yeah. I'm just playing it now. You should be able to see it now.
Yeah.
Just a little message to my right-wing Tommy Robinson cucked friend. This is me.
Hold on. Sorry guys, I have to do it this way because it's. Oh, you bastard! Where are you? Here we are. Start again.
Just a little message to my right-wing Tommy Robinson cucked friend. This is me at 5 o'clock, Speaker's Corner, because I go where I want, mate, and I say where I want, to who I want, and I'm mouthy when I want, and I'm not mouthy when I want. So there you go, buddy. Now get out the park. Boom.
What's next? Sometimes I walk fast, sometimes I walk slow. What's next with it? It's like ridiculous.
Sometimes I go and ask for a fight. Sometimes I don't go and ask for a fight, and sometimes I can't even say boo when there's no one in front of me aggressively. You know what I mean? Fucking hell.
Yeah, sometimes I run, sometimes I walk slow, but I am a cuck, and that's what everybody knows. That would be his declamation, basically, and his rhymes.
I feel a rap song coming on.
Actually, Simon is in the back chat. Okay, hold on.
Yes, Simon could get some good things going on that one clip from TNT Greeks. He could do it like when he goes, I'm a pacifist, don't you know?
He jumped out. Simon was there, but then he jumped off. Come back, Simon. Come back. I don't know. Oh, I think he just jumped on to post the link. And he's posted another link. Okay, guys, let me...
I can't even get to that. Oh, yeah, I can.
Let me see.
Yeah, I spoke to him earlier on. Should we say... he said it's better if he doesn't come on tonight.
Oh, wait a minute. He's here again.
Well, he's back.
Add to stream. Okay, Simon. Do you want to jump on, mate?
Oh, here he is.
Hello. You're all right, Simon?
How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right.
Hello, Simon.
Hello, Simon.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lordy, I expect you to do some good editing skills with that little bit of gem you just seen. There's plenty of material there.
I've literally seen it about 67 times today.
Okay, Simon, what is this video?
Ralph had some really good. Sorry, Banksy. Ralph had some really good comments about this in particular. One of his one-liners that is my favorite when we were talking about estrogen is he said that Lister has the estrogen. Enough estrogen to arouse a giant cow. He's enough estrogen to arouse a cow.
I think this is quite funny because Ralph's a bit of a beta male himself, isn't he? I'm just seeing so much overcompensation.
I don't think so.
I'm seeing. No,
I don't see that, but
I do. I thoroughly see so much fucking overcompensation and like.
In what way? What do you mean?
I'm further right than you, dick measuring contest.
Nah.
I'm further right than you, dick measuring contest, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, he was literally smearing Steve, who's my mate, as hope not hate today, and trying to throw smears as a last means of. I think Ralph fucking shook because there's a lot of people who think that Mark Collette is a massive fucking cunt. And I do. I've if you've watched those old documentaries, that shit that came out of his mouth.
I noticed you did a whole collection of somewhat sexually provocative.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're whinging about fucking gays being AIDS monkeys, and the first thing you think about is a dick up your ass, then you're a fucking bottom. It's got nothing to do with gay or fucking straight.
You're a bottom.
You're a fucking bottom.
Okay,
guys.
Simon, I'm gonna play this clip you posted. Can you comment on exactly? Can you give us a little background of what this is exactly? How
it's Ralph's friend Lacey Marie and. Mark Collette and Chris TR talk, and about 12 minutes 50, that man in the corner pulls
I've seen this.
No, hold on. Go ahead, Simon, because I don't know anything about this.
This guy literally pulls a gun. He's one of Lacey Marie's friends. He's one of Ralph's mates, and they're all there talking about, who they're going to send off on the boat. And she was talking about which island, Gaylandia, I think. I think the gays are off to Gaylandia, according to this fucking pock-faced skanky crack whore.
The lesbians are off to Lesbos.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, at 12 minutes 50,
let me
this
play
random
this.
dude just pulls a gun out.
And you can comment.
I wouldn't even say what you want to do to him.
This is like a minute. Well, it's only a couple of minutes till the end. 2-3 minutes before the end.
Okay.
So
either what you want to do to him.
You need to delete this stream because whoever's in the top corner waving weapons around.
He's just having a
you need
laugh.
to go
Like,
back.
I'm going to delete the stream. Obviously, do
You
you
need to
really
go
think we
back.
keep this up? Is
You need to go
Anyway, I
back.
have to
You've
go
gone
because
too far forward.
I've got a show that I do every week at this time with Dr.
It is. It's gone too far forward, mate.
Right,
This is
okay,
all-
right,
As I said, if you send me that email, we'll sort it
To be honest
out.
with you,
And if
I
you
would
want to
rather
give me a
not show
call
that on my
privately
stream as
after
well.
later this evening
Because-
or
okay.
tomorrow, give me
Okay.
a call.
Okay.
and
Well,
we'll
then
make sure
don't
we can
show
get
it then because
sorted so you can-
you've gone past it.
Just send me.
So
but no, that's
so
not it.
basically
As far as I'm
the
concerned,
guy-
this is the kind of filth that Ralph and
that's
Lacey
a very good
and Mark
point.
Collette attract.
Yeah.
And that's my final fucking opinion on the matter.
Yeah,
It's
well,
just
it's-
disgusting.
But where was it that he
Yeah.
that he showed?
It's when he comes back when he comes back in the room, I think, and he has a pub of his thing, and then he brings this shooter out.
He has a wave of his sword, and just as she says, first you're chasing Tommy
Don't
Robinson.
send me any
Yeah,
He's a
but-
chav.
Be careful.
We'll sort it
It's
out.
it's up
and
to
I'll
you,
resend
Banksy. It's
you
about
the
5
email.
seconds.
There you go.
Right.
Okay, but I mean that's just a
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a saber. That's like a fucking. old
Yeah,
school-
but I didn't see things. Trust me.
It's after the words "Chav asked Goy," and then the gun comes out.
Whose stream is this that we're watching?
I would rather
Lacey
not
Marie.
show this
Oh,
because you don't know YouTube is a bit of a bitch. But I mean that was just a saber. That was just like that's not. I don't think that's an issue. That's like a fucking antique weapon.
Yeah, but you didn't see what we see.
Yeah, I
You
think
didn't see the gun.
For those who wish to go and see this, actually no, she's deleted. She said she deleted this stream, right?
That's on a separate. That's on a different chat. It's been clipped.
Aha. So this has been clipped. I'm with you. But yeah, I mean, I would not rather. I mean, if it's too dodgy, and I'm on too many thin ices with YouTube as it is to go there.
So I narrated for you. Basically, he wasn't being
Just
listened
for a
to.
moment,
so
I would like to
so-
interrupt just for a moment.
Wait a minute.
Banksy, if you have even more problems with YouTube because the new rules, you know what are the new rules from this year on. So that's why I know we cannot make fun of politicians anymore on this platform, and I would suggest you go something like library or somewhere else. I mean, announce the stream here and maybe go to the library. That's my suggestion.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, can you live stream from library?
Well, Styx have posted one of his live streams, so I think you can.
No, but you can actually live stream on the actual platform. You don't have to live stream somewhere else and then post it on.
Okay, I will check it out. Then maybe I'm going to.
That's what because I didn't notice that from library. I didn't see any facilities to actually live stream. I saw just like a regular BitChute video uploading, and that's the problem. Because I've got used to doing this sort of a combination of live stream and videos type of a scenario, so it's kind of hard to get out of YouTube's sphere, because if you want to do the live streams, you kind of got to do the YouTube gig, and this is the thing. I mean, we can do streams, like we can do a StreamYard like this. I can pre-record it and then post it onto library or post it onto what's it called, BitChute or whatever. But I mean, you can't actually be live at the same time.
But how many people are actually on library?
I don't know. It's not many.
I mean, for sure not many
that's-
because it's new.
That's kind of the point, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing as well. But the thing is, you see, I've got, like on my main channel, I have, let's say 1,700 subscribers. On this channel, a couple of hundred at the moment. It's still growing, but it could be because the problem is with YouTube, you could have like it might take you a year to get 1,000 subscribers because they don't promote your videos. They won't do anything for your videos. Your videos hardly get viewed because they shadow ban and stifle your videos. Whilst on library, you might get 3,000-4,000 subscribers in a couple of months, because the system will allow you to promote your videos, allows you for people to see your videos. So my thoughts are, sometimes if you're a small time YouTuber, if you're a big time YouTuber, like, you know, you have over 10, 20, 30,000 YouTube subscribers, or 100,000 subscribers, then yeah, library will seem small. But if you're a couple of hundred YouTuber, you know, a small YouTuber with a few thousand subscribers or a couple of thousand subscribers, library might actually be a better place, or BitChute might actually be a better place, because you might actually have a bigger audience there than you would here. Because the system isn't biased towards you. The system isn't actively. It's not like YouTube is no longer. YouTube isn't no longer a place where they are just not promoting you. They are actively working against you as well. They actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they're actually deliberately trying to stifle your message. So it's not the fact that they're just not promoting you, and you have to try to organically grow. No, they won't even let you do that. They will actively stop you from organically growing. So even if you're popular, they'll stop you from being popular. It's terrible. So it's
and that's why you have to advocate it. That's why we have to advocate library and other places.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else should, because if they are showing such a disregard for us, and even for the bigger ones, then yes, we should avenge us and everybody else by getting out of here. I mean, it will, of course, do not be immediate, because let's face it will take years. But YouTube have no future with that kind of a censorship.
Yeah,
I say we all just go on TikTok and do lip syncing and forget about everything.
Good idea.
Yes, the TikTok.
I'm sure that there will be a problem, because finally I will make a joke, for example, about Bernie Sanders' age, and how the fact this fossil is going to start against Trump, for example, something like that. And they could remove your entire channel because of that, Banksy. And I'm sure sooner or later it will happen, something like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't see somebody saying, if you like make fun of like a politician's age, I don't see them like doing anything to your channel for making fun of a politician's age.
Yeah, but no, he's saying, MC is saying, like, in the future, as the net tightens and closes more and more, eventually you get to a point where you just go, Bernie Sanders is a bit old. Oh, you are deleted. Community guidelines strike.
Ageism.
So I think that's the reason why he's making hyperbole.
With Google, they basically at this point they're pretty much having their little conferences and everything like that, and it looks like a preacher at the pulpit when he's speaking now. You know, it's really like become a religion at the Alphabet Corporation.
Yes.
It really has.
He have learned a lot. It's like the vacation in the Soviet Union. He learned a lot.
Vacation? No. Actually, I've never been to the Soviet Union. No. Never.
But he have said something like that. Oh, right. I have at least. I can remember that something like that have either way came out of his mouth, or he has written something about it, or maybe he was lying or fantasizing.
Which one? Are we talking about Bernie here, or who are we talking about?
Yes, we're talking about the fossil.
The fossil.
I saw creepy Uncle Joe smelling another girl's hair today. Did you see that?
Who was?
Creepy Uncle Joe Biden.
Seriously, he was smelling.
He was smelling a 5-year-old girl's hair.
Creepy fossil.
Did you guys hear that? Did you see the thing when he was speaking to? He had like a. It was a black community, and he had like these kids were around him, and then he started talking about how
his hairy legs.
His hairy legs, and then he was like saying, I don't know, he's just saying some very weird stuff, and the kid's face was like, whoa, like
sometimes
what's he talking about? The kid's like, what?
Sometimes as people get older, the filters fall away, don't they? And I think that's what's happening with him. He's kind of losing the ability to hide it.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like always been able to hide it, but now it's just coming out. It's like when people have anesthetics and stuff, they, true bits of their personality kind of come through. And I think that's what's happening with him. That's what it looks like.
Hey, Welsh, how's it going, dude? Welshie? You alright, mate?
He's not talking to you.
Welshie.
talk to Banksy.
Yeah, it's just I gotta confirm like the person before I can flip over the screen image, so that because I got porn bombed before, so I'm all nervous and shit. But I don't know where he's gone now. He's freaking ran off.
I'm here.
Okay, he's good. He's in. Okay, we're back. Carry on.
What? I've got a question. This 14 words business, is it wise and clever to be trying to shed a far right tag whilst quoting David Lane, who killed a fucking Jewish guy, and then the latest outing that the 14 words had was like written on the New Zealand shooters magazines? Is it really wise to, whereas the words themselves are quite innocuous and do make perfect sense to me and shouldn't be offensive, just the choice of them and the 14-word phrase, is this really a good idea to be using something so fucking highly charged whilst trying to shed the far right?
Well, if you actually if you take a concept, okay, and then you, because of others and what they do and that you don't like and what's sort of unsavory, and then you can no longer apply that concept because of that, then in reality, in many ways, then you become sort of a slave to these other people who are trying to overtake something that you agree with.
So Nadia, it's a more extreme version, a much more extreme version than the OK sign, because that's the way I feel about the OK sign.
That's exactly what the OK sign was trying to prove, is that you can take something incredibly innocuous,
anything, and
then turn it into something, and then you are now, like Nadia says, a slave to those people, because whatever they dictate now drives your behavior.
Exactly.
I've had this argument mainly with Lister and James, Jessica, for a number of times, and they keep on saying, "Oh, it's fascist or racist and all this," and I said, "No, it's fucking not, because it's an international sign of OK, right, throughout the world."
I mean, that I'm totally fine with that. Do you know what I mean? That absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
With, but I have a real problem with this 14 shit.
Yeah, but
well, have you ever seen me do it?
I mean, it doesn't matter whether you do it, but Simon, the concept, the principle of the OK sign was to kind of, in a hyperbolic way, in an ridiculous way, point out that these 14 words, or you know, right now the statistics of 13 and 52 are now considered racist.
What?
Yeah, that's the insanity. Yeah,
because the statistics of 13 and 42 are 13% of Americans are considered African Americans, but they commit 52% of the crimes in the country.
Right.
So
because those are the stats.
Now those stats are being termed as racist terms. Facts and numbers are now racist.
Facts are not racist. Facts are very racist.
According to the ADL, 100% is also a racist sign. No shit. In other words, on your computer, something is loaded. If you're going to reach 100%, your computer or your program is racist. Yes. According to the logic.
So you can only work at 99% efficiency.
Yeah. So here's another one. When they go in the chat and they're doing the all 14, I always follow my own number. My own number is 54. And when you were saying 13 and 52 is fucking, I was like, well, I've been doing it for weeks now. Just been 54. Everyone goes 14. I go 54.
54.
You know, whatever.
54.
It's just a fucking number, but I thought that can't be fucking right. I just randomly picked the number. Every time they go 40, I go 54. But the funny thing is, you said 13 and 52 are racist, and I'm thinking, fuck me, I could have been.
Yeah.
54 is the average number of male heart attacks, I believe. The 54 is the average number of the first male heart attack in males.
Well, I beat that.
Well, I like 23. I mean, you guys. I'm gonna start using the term 42, because if anybody knows the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, they'll know what that is.
It's the answer.
So the number 42 is going to be. I'm going to make that racist.
Okay.
Make
By the way,
42 racist again.
The number one is racist because it implies that you are better than everyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Clearly,
Yeah,
number
superior.
one has always been racist because it shows that you're better than you're above other people.
Oh, now I know why they think that America is such a racist country. Because it's number one in a few places. Oh,
And not only that, I think in the Olympics, when you have first, second, and third, and then there's different pillars, different heights, they should make them all one size and one level because clearly that's a supremacist.
Banksy.
They do that in school.
They actually talked about that, Banksy. That's actually a thing.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not, brother. That's an actual.
Well, in schools now you don't have winners, do you? Winners are like frowned upon.
In school, they don't even keep score anymore. It's fucking.
Well, let me tell you something. Also, in my, for instance, like on a much smaller scale, like in my son's schools, they, for instance, for student of the month, right? So now they started this thing where the teacher would pick the best student of the month, and I'm not, to boast a little bit, my sons have always achieved that, both of them, right? But now they started this thing where they feel that is unfair to other children, so they made student of the month now is no longer based on the teacher's individual choice and thought about the child. Whether it'll be like something about there'll be a different topic every month, and then the teacher picks the one that's most fitting for that. So now they have where they no longer set up that topic. Instead, now what they do is they just do like a separate vote, like an equality vote of some kind. Instead, how they do that.
So little Jimmy, if he doesn't shit himself twice in a month, he gets student of the month.
Basically, yeah.
Pretty much.
I got you.
Or actually, if he does shit himself, then he gets it. He gets the vote. He gets the sympathy vote. He steals it. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he feels bad.
Shitting your pants is actually positive. Poor control of your bowels is now a plus.
Miss, can I go to the toilet? Yes. Oh shit, too late.
Yes.
Like literally, oh shit. Oh no.
This is what I mean. This is the madness of crowds. It's the madness of the world in which we live in.
If that's the Democrats' invention now, the new invention of the policies, now I am really beginning to understand one of my countrymen. Yes, this one that have said in the Euro Parliament that women are smaller, weaker, and less intelligent. Yes, this guy. If anybody knows him here. Now I know his passion and his fanatical hatred for the left. I really begin to understand it.
Who?
Janusz Korwin-Mikke, JKM, the guy that had 3 interviews with Sargon.
Oh, is that the tall, thin guy with a tash?
Yeah, with a mustache, the bald guy, this one that is wreaking havoc.
He's based.
Oh yeah.
He was wreaking havoc in the EU Parliament numerous times with the ending sentence, and that's why the European Union must be destroyed many times. Yes, that was his speeches.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so guys, we've covered the Iran situation. Well, admittedly, I covered the Iran situation. What do you guys think? I never really got anyone else's opinion except MC's. Let's start with Nada. What are your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts on this? 2 minutes?
Well, I'm pretty aligned. Yeah, I'm pretty aligned with. It won't even take that long. I'm pretty aligned with the thoughts that you had earlier. Pretty much everything you said, I was like, yep, that checks out. Yep, that's right.
We agree too much.
Yes.
We agree too much.
We do. Yeah, yes, we do. So I'm like, yeah, there you go. I have nothing else to add. I'm pretty much just copy and paste what Banksy said. I'll just go with that.
How about you, Simon? What do you think?
I'm just worried about what it'll trigger. They've been kind of threatening. They've been threatening some of the Iranian state broadcasters based in London to, like some of their families have been getting threatening letters and threatening calls and stuff from the Iranian intelligence services, from the telling them to stop reporting on the stuff that they have been reporting on, etc. One woman's scared to go back because she had to miss her dad's funeral.
This is why I've noticed. The Iranians that I've talked to, exactly the same. This is why there hasn't been much protests outside the Iranian embassy against this, because a lot of these people want to go back to Iran at some point. They want to, they go back and visit family and stuff, and this is going to get them in the shit.
Yeah, they get tagged. They get tagged.
Right.
I know a couple of people that happened to them, and it's pretty bad.
The sight of all those people kind of like supposedly fleeing an oppressive regime, and they're all mourning that terrorist. I mean, I know it's a risk going in and kind of, droning him on his own soil. But, yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Welsh?
Basically, he did goes and he did play chess with Trump, and he lost. He said to Trump in a tweet that he couldn't do anything. And literally,
I don't know much about the run-up. Sorry,
I literally said it before, and I say it again. Trump said, "Hold my fucking beer."
Would you say that Soleimani was playing? Trump was playing chess and Soleimani was playing Connect 4.
Oh no!
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, literally. I said it earlier on. So if it's repeat to some people, I apologise. But he pulled out of attack 6 months ago because he was going to kill 150 innocents. Well, and 150 sort of just normal punters like you and me in the army. If we were in the army.
I mean, he has ordered the death of a lot of people. I read the numbers earlier on. I can't remember what they are.
Well, you can't. No one can beat Obama. No one can beat Obama. Obama put more bombs down than any other president at the time in 2 different continents, and he won the Nobel Peace Prize. Fucking there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, in all fairness, Trump did make it pretty clear, his warning. I mean, when they shot down that one drone, he made it very clear that because no American lives were lost,
why.
But then he made it very clear that if there was a threat to American lives or American life was lost, then he would, obviously change his tune, and that's what happened. And then, they just didn't listen. That's
Salami guys, militia, the Kurds turned up outside the American embassy and started attacking it. That's American soil, just like the British embassies and like the Iranian embassy in London is Iranian soil. The embassy is their soil. That's an act of war.
Yeah,
that's an act of war, and there you go.
Well, the thing is, the clever thing that the Iranians did, of course, is they actually used Iraqi individuals that are supporters of the Shia Iraqis. You know what I mean? So technically, it wasn't Iran that attacked the American embassy; it was Iraq or Iraqi protesters. So this is what I mean. This is why they're not stupid people. They know what they're doing, and so. America couldn't say that that's declaring war. Iran is declaring war on us, even though everybody knows those people who attacked the embassy were supported and funded and
well, they were his group. They were
put together by the Soleimani and the Iranian regime.
Well, it was the Kurds. They're called Kurds there.
That's
and
right.
they've got groups all over the Middle East, and that was their Iraqi side.
Exactly.
Group.
But Iran did directly attack a U.S. military base, though. Also.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
they did.
Okay.
And there was a U.S. And then there was military personnel that were injured, and then there was a U.S. contractor that was killed. So they did actually do that as well.
Okay, yeah, I think that was the one. That might have been, yeah.
And don't forget Pepperani Salami. He was the guy that killed the American boys in Benghazi. His group killed the. So let's be honest about it. Trump didn't do what Hillary did she? Hillary just sat on it and watched.
Well,
five of their civilians. It was her job at the time. They won it. It was 5 of her civilians, right, get slaughtered. Trump didn't do that. Trump got the boys out there with fucking Black Hawks and got 3,000 troops down there straight away.
Yeah. Well,
about.
Definitely different approaches. Even Bush, I think, and Obama, both of them had opportunities. I think I read somewhere, I should have saved it, where they had opportunities to actually take out Soleimani, and they didn't. And here we are today. But I mean, of course, I would imagine Soleimani would have been behind a lot of even insurgent attacks in southern Iraq and in Baghdad after the fall of Saddam Hussein. So Iran has had influence, a lot of influence in Iraq since Saddam Hussein fell. I mean, America, in a weird way, handed influence and power of Iraq over to Iran when they took out Saddam Hussein. And they've been there ever since. And this was a significant chess piece, if you like. This was a night.
And since then, Iran has attacked a U.S. Military base in Africa, in Kenya.
Oil tankers in the Sea of Aden.
Well, yep. There's been a lot of
killing three Americans. This was 3 in Al-Shabaab.
There you go. And of course, their proxies in Hezbollah, they vowed to attack as well. Probably they'll commit some sort of attack on Israel as a proxy. And Iran has proxies in Yemen as well.
They were waving Hezbollah flags outside the embassy in Canada, I think it was.
Were they?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think you'll increase terror attacks, right? I really don't, because you know what I think? They were going to happen. These terror attacks are going to happen anyway. If anything, they prevented them. The problem is all the ammo that will be coming through the Middle East now will all be Russian or Iranian ammo, won't it? Because the Iranians will start supplying people everywhere.
Probably, yeah.
They wanted to destabilize things.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as terror plots and terror attacks, you're right. I don't think. I mean, the security forces will have to carry on doing exactly what they're doing the whole time. It's not like it's going to somehow they have to do something extra. They're going to have to watch out for these terrorists, as we've always done, because they all have different motivations. But my surprise. This is the thing that I think every person should take note, is the videos I showed on Twitter in regards to those who were outside the Islamic Center mourning the death of this guy, and the ones in Canada. Now, to me, this is the enemy within. This is what I see.
It's not fleeing an oppressive regime, is it?
Exactly.
It's
to me,
mourning.
this is the enemy within. These are people who are actively supporting a direct enemy of this country. I mean, he's as much enemy of this country as al-Baghdadi is, as Osama bin Laden is. He is not actually any different from these individuals as far as his threat to this country. He's on the same level as all of the others. It's just that it's politically or socially more acceptable right now, it seems, for a bunch of Muslims to be waving his picture and mourning his death than they would al-Baghdadi or Osama bin Laden. I'll bet you anyone, if it was socially acceptable to walk around with pictures of al-Baghdadi and mourn his death, there'll be plenty of Muslims in London that would have done that too. It's just...
Of course.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, not only that, there's... in the U.S., I don't know how it was in the U.K., but in the U.S., when al-Baghdadi was killed, it was the media was practically sympathetic to his death.
Yeah.
Well, the Washington Post put him down as a respected Islamic scholar.
Yeah. That's how he was described,
And they were rightly ridiculed about it, really trolled, like that Rosa Bird was in America yesterday.
Not that much, really. Not as much as you would
Well,
think.
the leftist media collaborating with the enemy. Why? I'm not surprised.
Have you noticed that Corbyn's forgotten that he lost, and he's trying to make Boris look bad by getting him back off holiday? I wrote his tweet.
Why I'm not surprised.
His tweet was something. I wrote Boris a very important letter 2 days ago, and there's been no reply. And then the replies to the tweet are fucking hilarious. It's worth a look.
But right now, sorry.
No, go on.
Who are you would be a good response.
Basically,
who are you?
It's about 8 feet of that under the tweet.
Yeah, but what a lot of people don't realize is there's like a real problem. For instance, you have Banksy was mentioning about the proxies. You have these proxies, but right now, for instance, Kenya is having a lot of trouble. And they've called on the U.S. to help and assist because you have like Al Qaeda affiliates trying to create like an Islamic State territory in Kenya, and Kenya does not want this. Kenya is like, help us out. We don't want this.
And are they helping them out? No.
The U.S. Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
Actually, James SC is in the chat. I was hoping that if he wanted to come on, that would be quite nice. But
Yeah, it would be. I seen he doesn't have to destroy people. I gotta say it.
yeah, oh no, he's awesome. Although he was having a conversation. Oh, sorry, go on.
Wait, James is in the chat.
Do you know James SC? James.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. I was gonna say you should come on.
Yeah. I told him.
Yeah, man.
The link is in the description. What was it? Yeah, he was talking to Paul. There's a Muslim guy called Paul something.
Yeah.
Converts.
The non-active gay Muslim.
The non-active.
He's apostated, I believe.
No. He's
Oh, is
gone
he?
back. He's gone back.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
There was
Has
a
he come
time.
back?
There was a time.
That'd
he
have been
said he
4
would.
times.
Was there a flop to the flip?
Yeah. There was a time. Okay.
You
James
have 3
is
days
here.
to return. 3 days to return.
Hey James, how's it going, mate?
Good evening, everyone. It's going well.
Hello, James. Hello, my friend. How are
James.
you? Hi, I'm doing well.
How's
Doing well.
how's life? Did you go to Speaker's Corner today?
Yeah, I did. Kind of talked to some crazy people. Did a little speech. It was okay.
Oh, good man.
Ready to take your shahada yet?
Some people think that might still happen. Nada, you should check your Discords.
Oh, okay. I will. Okay, I'll check him.
I didn't realize Nada has got a Discord. I got to join that.
I do. I think we are. I think we're friends on there. I think me and you.
Well, no. We were on Discord, but you don't have a Discord room, a server, do you?
No, I don't. But I guess I'm gonna make one because a lot of people are telling me to do it. So I guess I will.
Yeah. But yeah, James. So what's new? What's happened? What was the lowdown on Speaker's Corner today?
Well, I didn't have a sort of good overview of what happened. There's a lot of like Christians arguing with Muslims, and so it's quite a standard day. But the thing I was doing down there was I decided to read out a speech by this really awesome dude called Mohammed Al-Qadra, who was an atheist from Jordan, who gave this really kick-ass speech, and just like 10-minute speech. And so I want to kind of convince everyone to sort of go on YouTube and search Mohammed Al-Qadra, spelt Alkhadra, and there's like a 10-minute speech, and it'll be obvious which one I'm talking about in the first results, that sort of thing.
I've heard of him. I've heard of him. I know some things from him, but he's got a new speech that he did.
Banksy, put a spanner on James, and then James can put a link in the main chat.
Please, yeah. Hold on one second, James. I will.
See, it'd be easier if you do it that way. You get more people going on and having a look then, James.
Exactly. I was about to search for it as well myself. Mohammed is it with a Q?
Qadra. No, KH. And I'm about to post it in the YouTube chat. There we go.
You gotta get a spanner though. You got a spanner.
I know this guy. I know this guy. I've seen him. He's actually on Takir Watch's few of Takir Watch's videos as well.
Yeah. He's wicked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I read that speech out, and then I decided, kind of in the spirit of his speech, because his speech is basically about like, what are you guys doing in the West, like worrying about being called Islamophobes when there are people in the Middle East who will like be killed if they say that Islam is false, like, and yet you're censoring yourselves even when, there's no threat of death or anything. That was his kind of main point. And so I decided, yeah, that really makes sense. I feel invigorated. And so I decided to also give us a speech kind of that was titled like my top 10 worst things that Muhammad ever did, like most immoral, unjust and evil things that Muhammad ever did. And I decided to do that.
Oh my!
That's awesome.
That's awesome. From inside, hearing that.
I was a top trumps, wasn't it? Really? Fucking hell, that would be top trumps.
Yeah, and so I'll give you like a little preview, just like a summary.
Please do,
like,
yeah.
So like number 10 is cheating on his wife with his slave girl, then breaking his promise to his wife not to sleep with her. Number 9 is he hit on and flirted with his adopted son's wife, and then married her kind of afterwards when he had divorced her.
Well,
Then
when he
number 8
convinced
is,
his son to actually divorce her.
well, I mean, technically it was like his son's idea. It was like his son came to Muhammad saying, "Oh, I'm thinking of divorcing my wife after I've heard that you've just sort of been flirting with her while I was away." And then Muhammad's like, "Oh no, keep her, man." It's kind of, it's a disingenuous, like, sordid affair. But anyway, number 8 is Muhammad told people to beat his wives. Number 7 is Muhammad let a murderer go unpunished. Number 6 is Muhammad murdered a girl for insulting him. Number 5 is Muhammad practiced torture. Number 4 is Muhammad married and fucked a 9-year-old. Number 3 is Muhammad attacked people who had never attacked him simply because they did not accept Islam. And number 2 is Muhammad practiced war, rape, and slavery. And number 1 is Muhammad killed 600 prisoners of war and enslaved all the women and children of the Banu Qurayza Jews.
Yes. But also there was another one where I think it was actually being discussed today. I saw it on a piece of video that Kane was trying to point out to Shamsi in regards to the one where I forgot the exact war, but they came to him and they asked him, shall we kill everyone, including the women and children? And he said they are of them.
Yeah,
that
did happen. Yeah.
And then this is the funny thing where Muslims are constantly go on about the Islam doesn't even allow you to kill women and children in war. Yes, it does. It just depends on which hadith you read.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Actually, there's a lot of it's a loophole sort of ideology. There's a lot of loopholes in it.
Loopholes. Yeah, that was part of my car.
To be specific, that one's talking about sort of collateral damage. Basically, he's asked, we're thinking of doing a night raid against this tribe of polytheists, and we might kill some women and children because it'll be dark and we won't be able to see. And so Muhammad says they are of them, they're of the polytheists. And so he gives the go-ahead based on them being polytheists.
Exactly. I actually tried to bookmark exactly which hadith it was. I know Taqiyya Watch had it on one of his videos. Taqiyya Watch is he's like you, James. He's just prolific when it comes to
the ultimate database.
You need to get on Taqiyya Watch's database. He links it in like most of his video descriptions, and
it's a great link. Yeah, James is
what
definitely in the loop. Definitely.
I just wonder one thing. Will YouTube censor me if I will say that Slobodan Milosevic's policy towards Balkan Muslims were actually the most fair and just one ever? just for provocation.
Yeah, well, actually, they weren't that unjust in reality. There's just a lot of other nuances. Yeah.
Of course,
I don't know the details, but from what I've heard, there's been war crimes on sort of both sides, and
there have been. Yes. And then it also depends. It's relative. It's like what someone considers someone would consider to be. I mean, it's just the way it goes. What one person will consider that to be consider something a war crime, where another place might consider that a heroic feat. So I mean, it's just the way that you look at it. But yeah, and the bottom line is that I say hats off to James, because he goes down there and he speaks to these Daoists, and they can't respond to him. He's speaking clearly, he's talking to them, but they cannot respond to him in any way that is actually a satisfying answer. And then they ask him repeatedly, he keeps asking the same questions, and I'm thinking, but I've never heard anyone give him an actual satisfactory answer,
Yeah, they give responses, but they don't really give answers.
Exactly. They mix up a response with an answer, to your actual question.
It's quite embarrassing sometimes to actually. It's cringy to watch, because there was one a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember the subject, but he had his camera out all the time. He was trying to film you, a little guy, and you just destroyed him, James. Absolutely destroyed him. And I'm not being funny. I mostly could have destroyed him too, because he wasn't, he wasn't the full shilling on Islam, but. It was just so embarrassing, because I know you're capable of going against the best of them, but it was just funny, mate, and very cringy. You were so calm. You were so calm. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but I don't want to kind of distract from the original topic about this Qasem Soleimani fellow.
Sorry, yeah.
No, I mean, it's fine. It's a fluid thing. We sort of hammered that. But go ahead. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of the things that have been said so far, but I want to kind of point out that I know I just get a feeling from some of the coverage here that kind of people are sort of swooping in opportunistically, like Muslim Brotherhood supporters, basically, because like there are loads of Muslim Brotherhood supporters working in media and journalism. That's one of their main vectors. Like Al Jazeera is like their main sort of news network. It's like the Muslim Brotherhood news network, and then they kind of like from that, once they have their like, oh, I'm a journalist, I've worked for Al Jazeera, and it's like, oh yeah, this guy, he's got a good CV. Then they can start working in other organizations. So like, so what I'm saying is that like, you know, these people have a reason to be really butthurt against Qasem Soleimani because he kind of like they were so happy. They were like happy that their favorite like Sunni militias are gonna stick it to Assad and it'll be so great. It'll be so great for the Sunnis. And then he kind of came and like started supporting these kind of other religious minority militias, and so they're just like really upset at him. And so a lot of their coverage will be kind of biased in favor of that, is what I feel like. It'll be opportunistic.
Yeah, I mostly wouldn't disagree with you, but like obviously Twitter was going off its shit a couple of days ago, thinking there was World War III happening, and there was websites crashing in America because people were like checking, you know, what were they doing? They were checking about enrollment or something, enforced enrollment. It's like, what do you want about? So yeah, I don't think it's gonna go any further, really. And don't think it would, you know, I don't think it would change terrorism per se, you know, and the amount that happens, but time will tell.
World War III is happening since 20 years from the times I can remember. So
people do say that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like right now it should really be like what Banksy had said earlier. It should really be a big eye opener to people in the U.S. because similar things are happening here, and people in the U.K. when you have people in the streets chanting and speaking so like highly of Soleimani and speaking how they're literally like Banksy showed earlier how they're literally prepared
but that hasn't made any mainstream media in the UK. That has been ignored by mainstream media.
Right.
That won't get shown. That won't get shown. Only social media will, you know, show that. Won't get shown on any mainstream media at all.
Right. They might show like a clip, like a sound bite, like a soft clip, but that's about it.
No.
There's someone left watching it.
I'll put the news on now, but it wouldn't have been. I'll check up on Twitter, but it wouldn't be on BBC or ITV or Channel 4 or Sky.
Oh, BBC.
You telling me you own the television?
Unbiased place ever.
Hey James, did you see that clip that Banksy showed earlier? I don't know if you did. That clip where it shows the people and their support and everything, how they're ready to like you know, kind of jump in where Soleimani left off and all that kind of stuff. Did you see that clip by any chance?
No, I didn't see the clip he played.
Oh,
it was in London. Yeah. It was in London, mate.
It's on Twitter. In the London, I think it was London Council of Muslims. They actually had a memorial ceremony.
Made a veil.
Do you have? Is it? I mean, it's not a very long clip. What is it? A couple of minutes? Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
Let me share my.
I think James might find it interesting.
Yeah. That's surprising to hear. I'd have thought that it would be mainly sort of, you know, specifically Iranians who were kind of mourning.
No. A guy got arrested just before it, didn't he? They said it was unconnected, but there's a picture of some guy on the ground as well.
This is
Tehran. This is
Tehran. I wish it was Tehran. Unfortunately, it's in London.
No volume, Banks. No volume.
Son of a motherless goat. Isn't that like a
Motherless goat,
yes.
Do you think that these are specifically Shia who are kind of lining up that?
The Muslim sexual customs and culture, I wouldn't be surprised if his mother would be a goat.
I'm not entirely sure whether they are Shia or Sunni. I would imagine
Shia.
I mean, I can tell from their accents that the guy who was talking, I'll show you a second, is Iranian, but this could be a mixed bag. It's probably mostly Shia. There is a lot of Iranian regime supporting Iranians here in England, so I would imagine, yeah, some of them. But I think it's a bit of a mixed bag. I don't mind telling you, this sort of thing makes the hairs on the back of my head.
It raises my blood pressure.
I can imagine.
Yeah, look at the side chat. It's funny, isn't it?
The music is a torture in itself.
برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم بحق الحسين اشف صدر الحسين بظهور الحجة
That's clip.
Yeah, the speech.
I'll try and find this is clip number 2.
Yeah. But in the same time, but I have to say,
But he is Iranian.
that I would like to give you all condolences. But in the same time, I like to actually congratulate all of you. We are very fortunate to live at a time that to see and to touch and to feel a man like Soleimani. And we hope and we pray and we work hard to make sure that there will be many, many more Qasem Soleimanis. We inspire to become like him. We inspire and we are jealous of his shahadat, and we want the same thing for ourselves and for our loved ones, because that's the best thing that could happen to us. What's the beauty of Islam is that you turn around to the enemy and say, do your worst. Your worst is the best that could happen to me.
Deport.
You are more than happy to go back to Iran. Nobody's fucking holding you. I didn't see anyone at Heathrow putting their arms out saying, no, you must stay. Go back fucking to Iran and be shaheed and go up to your 72 virgins. I'm sure America would love to put a drone fucking up your ass.
Frankly,
remote control.
When I'm seeing London, how it is today, I would never return to that city ever. To be honest, if that's how it is changing and where it's going.
Yeah, but at least you have that option, dude. I live here.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of it.
True. Yeah.
This is where I throw my hat down. I don't have anywhere to go.
I'm glad that I'm living in a second world country, frankly now.
I'm glad I'm in a second world country. Yeah, that's
the advantages of living in a second world country. There you go.
You know what I mean? Yeah. This is what I mean, man. This is like the horrors of like the sights you see around, and then they wonder why the native English people are worried, why there's a resurgence of ethno-nationalism and what's it called, civil nationalism. Of course there is, because of this shit.
Well, there's nothing wrong with civic nationalism at all by anyone's standards. I can't see.
Yeah, but what I mean is the media and the politicians are going, oh no, it seems civic nationalism is on the rise. Racism is on the rise. Yeah, because fucking Muslims are mourning the death of a enemy of the state in the middle of London. In the middle of fucking London, they're standing there, fucking singing the azan. Fuck these people.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. That's actually just a crazy image and thing to witness for sure.
James, what do you think of that then, James?
Yeah. If the media think for now that it is the worst thing it can happen, they haven't seen nothing yet. When the people are going to be pushed too much and too hard towards the wall, I'm sure that the English will sooner or later rebel, because there was there was a research. I mean, and the statistics have shown that they wouldn't care if the MPs of this country would be attacked violently and brutally, and it was all because they have delayed the Brexit for so many years. It was in the last year.
Well, I did say not too long ago, I did see Ukrainian politicians being stuck in dumpsters quite carefully, actually.
Well, Ukrainians are hot-blooded. I know them. They're hot-blooded people. They have a temper.
Yeah, and what was funny was, obviously, I know you get the British MPs going, "Oh, she called me a coward, a traitor." In Ukraine, they're sticking you in dumpsters.
That's why I like them so much. They know what to do with traitors and communists, especially because communists may not return from Ukraine alive. So that's why Westerners, you have problems with communists, send them to Ukraine. You will be grateful to those people that they will never return. They will never come back.
Off backpacking to the hostel.
I feel like I have to defend this guy a little bit though, because like a lot of the reason why the US is kind of annoyed with him is because he and the Russians managed to engineer a solution kind of that didn't need the US in Syria. Like they were able to sort of kill ISIS and maintain the rule of the Syrian regime, and they didn't need the US to do it, and that sort of buggered up their plans in the region. And so a lot of this is kind of like sort of superpowers playing a kind of great game, playing geopolitics. I think we need to sort of distinguish between that and like kind of a desire to, oh yeah, let's wage jihad to like spread Islam to the rest of the world. He's not quite like that. He's basically just kind of a soldier for a country that has a lot of enemies, and trying to pursue your foreign interests.
Well, he's the highest ranking.
Yeah, he's not a soldier though, James. He's like he's the second big cheese in Iran, basically. He runs the things, doesn't he? He runs all the militia outside Iran and inside Iran. He's responsible for like the 2,000 deaths there's been in Iran, unarmed protesters.
That stuff's bad. Yeah. Yeah, I agree that stuff's bad, but like, I know, I don't think he should be painted, the same, like sometimes some of the sort of rhetoric, not directly from the White House, but like sort of surrounding it, like in the response kind of like from Trump supporters, they're kind of saying, oh yeah, like I know Trump killed sort of like Baghdadi 2.0, or Trump killed like Bin Laden 2.0. It's not. I don't see it as the same. Yeah, he's definitely a bad guy, but like not in terms of like.
But mainly his thing is that he wanted to replace ISIS with his cuds. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like he was, I'll replace it for liberty. He wanted to replace it so he could could eventually take over and replace it with his forces.
So he was responsible for the Benghazi attack, James.
In Libya?
Yeah.
Okay, I hadn't heard that, so I didn't know that. So I'd be surprised about that.
So I'll check now, but if that, like I said, he's responsible for 5 American deaths there that we know of.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's one thing that I have agreed with the leftists from yesterday, from like maybe 10 years ago. The Middle East basically should be left alone to itself by the Americans, by the British, by whoever. I would even suggest, as a Russophobe, let the Russians have it. Let them struggle with it, to be honest. This region is pathetically not to be pieced and toned down. And those people, frankly, are happy with the ways, because they avoid that they're going to have a dictator, or they're going to have a Muslim fundamentalist there. That's how I cannot see democracy there anywhere.
The entire region, it hangs on by a thread, and what people need to realize is that the Middle East is definitely not even remotely close to any sort of a monolith, if you will. And so basically what you have there is you have a situation where there's it's really very, very there's all these camps, and the bottom line is it comes down to Turkey and Saudi Arabia, and so it's those two, and then you have in the middle you have Iran, and you have Iraq and the kind of like taking over, and then the Levant and then Syria and all that, and then basically they're waiting. It's like Turkey and Saudi Arabia are waiting for the Shias in the middle to sort of like fight it out, then trample over them, and that's when the enemy of my enemy sort of scenario between Turkey and Saudi Arabia turns into the battle of the caliphate. That's kind of like where they're trying to go. But in the meantime, everyone is so so separated, is so divided, and that honestly, if it wasn't for if the U.S. did step back and just say whatever, figure it out, it would be insane amount of killing that would happen. The insane amount of killing that would happen if that happened.
I mean, the one good thing at the moment with the oil thing is that America are in positive with oil and gas, aren't they? They're actually exporting oil and gas now. They're self-sufficient on it.
Yeah, it's really about keeping the economy stimulated. So they have their product, right? So in Saudi Arabia as well. So they have their product. So you have a deal. So in order to keep the economy and the global market stimulated. So that's why it's like, okay, we'll buy this from you. You'll provide that. You'll do this for us in exchange. We'll keep our plentiful supply as this most insane reserve ever, and we have to keep the economy stimulated. That's really what's going on there.
Mm.
And influence lets you have more options in the future. It's always useful in itself, kind of, to have influence over a country. Like if you pull out of a country entirely, don't have any bases there or any kind of leverage, then that's one less tool that you might need to use. You might have wished you could use in the future, and
exactly
someone else might have that tool.
Exactly, let's say the U.S., UK pull back. Well, naturally, what are you going to have? As soon as they pull back, that's when you leave the door open. That's when Russia and China come in. Do you see what I'm saying? So that it's not like it's going to be left. That whole story of just let them fight it out, let them figure it out, stay out of it. I get that, and maybe back at 20, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. But now that I'm at 40. I'm like, and with my career and with the things that I know, it's like you have a different outlook and different picture, because it's not really a matter of just step back and let them figure it out, because that never happens. Someone always comes in to fill in that void, always.
To be honest with you, I wish we never got involved in any of it, because obviously it's destabilised the region. But yeah, I'd be quite happy to let them get on with it. I really would.
Yeah, but don't you understand that? Right, but do you understand? That it would not be that in that sort of perfect scenario that you speak of, whatever, not so perfect, but yeah, you would have it where they said that the idea that's not going to happen, because the idea that everyone will stay out of it is not going to happen.
I don't care about anyone else. I just care about my country.
Right, but do you understand what happens is if you have someone else that hops in there?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay, now that we understand it, but
out of it, over the last 20, 30 years.
Okay, now there's only one thing about that. So, if that's the case, then the Russians are not that much big of a threat. The Chinese are the worse because they have more. They are richer, and they have, unlimited human resources for that. But to be honest. Now I understand, but the thing is, it's maybe my wish, my Schadenfreude towards the Russians, because frankly, I can only imagine if they were going to struggle there. Last time they have entered Afghanistan, you know what happened? They were 10 times larger and bigger. They were basically the largest military force on earth, at least land-wise. And it have costed them their empires. So maybe it's my thinking about history like to repeat itself. So they have Ukraine now. They will be maybe stupid enough to enter there, and they will collapse once again. And
it does definitely repeat itself. You have a basically thing that always throughout history there's an assemblance and then there's a disbursement. Assemble and disperse, and then that's just where that's constantly happening. It's like pulsating vessel. It just constant. It definitely repeats itself. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to bed now, guys. But it was good catching up with all of you, and fun show. Have a good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, James.
Good night, James. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I mean, what pisses me off? Oh shit, I'm lost. Yeah, is that the Allies don't learn from the mistakes, like Iraq 1, Iraq 2. They haven't got like a contingency planning to realize when you topple a leader that's been there for 30 years with Saddam, or 41 years with fucking Gaddafi, or whatever it is, there's going to be a huge chasm. There's like a fucking black hole of nothing.
Which will have to be filled by something.
Yeah, which when the country implodes. And it's like, this, aren't they just fucking, honest to God. Just can't do the fucking...
It's an incessant power struggle. It just gets down to the bottom line. Yeah, the beautiful thing would be like, look, give the people their liberty. Stop with all this for the Middle East. Let's just set up a basic set of some sort of liberty values that you'll adhere to. But ultimately, that just doesn't comply. It never launches anywhere. It just stays.
But they
dormant.
didn't even have a plan. They never had a plan. See, I mean, this is fact. I mean, Iraq 2, they had no plan after Saddam. They had nothing. They hadn't planned for anything. And I'm presuming it was the same for Libya, because I didn't see any planning on Libya.
Well, yeah, I agree. I definitely don't. The follow through. I mean, don't get me wrong. Even though I agree with a lot of the things that have happened recently, and I understand, I'm not definitely in no way am I saying there's been a lot of things that are complete chaotic mess. The follow through is pretty much non-existent in a lot of ways. But it's here's the thing. The if you have a society that has a certain, you have you could say like the West, so they have a certain mindset, a certain way, a certain style, if you will. So when you have a style that's incompatible with another style, which is like kind of incompatible with a lot of people, then it's really hard to kind of get on the same page. So it's a situation where it's a constant situation, like a whack-a-mole. Like you hit one, another one pops up, something else pops up. Nothing ever aligns because they reject the leaders, the authority rejects that overall, and they're constantly conspiring and reconspiring. And then even though the people, there are large subsets of the people that invite this, not damage to their country and not the havoc that it wreaks, but they invite this progression. Then they get muted because they're not the ones in power. They're not making the decisions, and that's how it always happens. Particularly with the Middle East. That's just what's been going on since for the past 50 years, maybe 50, 60 years.
Just a shit show, honestly.
It kind of is, but like a lot of people, I understand the idea of like let them just figure it out, or just like everybody stay out of it, and I get that. And there's a time and there was a place years ago when I was like, yeah, but then like then you sort of get into it, and then you go, well, what is the answer? And it's really hard to get everyone on the same page, particularly when their ideologies are so much in conflict. And Islam is a problem in that regard. It really is. It's not the people. It's the people as well, but there's a huge faction of people that like they get it and they're like, yeah, let's move on from this, but they're just not allowed. They will not let the people move on from it. They won't let them advance. They won't let them. That's why the in the Middle East, there's been plenty of projects that have happened over the decades to sort of advance some sort of real palpable industry throughout the Middle East. There's been different plans, different ideas, something beyond just the oil, to get them into an industrious way, to sort of, but they never grasp them. They never take that model and if as soon as the outside influence steps away, they literally let it fall apart. They immediately dismantle it. It's like giving somebody it's basically like, imagine you give someone an amazing ice cream factory that makes a lot of money. It's got all the facets, everything that you need, all the cogs are there. And then you leave that ice cream factory and you give it to these people and they're like, here, run that. And they're running it with you. But as soon as and you teach them the basic principles of how to run it and everything, the business plan, everything. And as soon as you step away, the people that are have taken over to run the factory, they start dismantling it. They start selling the assembly line. They'll sell everything down to the recipe and dismantle it. That's literally what's happened so many times with so many different possible advancements in industry. And so what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I watched a clip on. It's a change of subject, but
no, go ahead. I mean, I'm literally talking out loud of some work related stuff that I had done, and I'm like, it's frustrating, but yeah, I welcome to change the topic. I welcome it at this point.
So I watched a bit of Sky News, and they were showing Venezuela, and they were showing this like 8 to 10-year-old lad, and his parents disappeared. They hop, skipped, and jumped, left him, and he was just living on the streets, obviously, just like they would in Brazil and stuff. No different, really. But there was one huge difference. He was going through the bins, just like kids in Africa, kids in Asia, kids in South America. But he's opening bins, and he was finding bundles of notes, and he was picking them up and throwing them on the floor for the camera. Those notes in those bin liners are not worth anything.
Mm.
And he was picking up bundles, and he was just lost for food or anything he could sell for money. And that money there is not worth any money or something. It's just not worth anything.
It's useless paper. I can't eat it.
Mm. Yes,
yeah, but but their gas prices are super low. Yeah, you can't eat oil. That's why you have to have a system where you have to have a level of self-sufficiency. Now, to be a part of the world, the nation also, whether it has to or not, it also has to have where it relies on others, for trade and stuff. But you have to have some level of self-sufficiency in a nation. You have to.
I think it was 90% of their economy relied on oil. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, something like that. I think like 92 actually. It's even higher.
Yeah.
It's like pretty crazy.
I thought it was. Yeah, I even thought it might even be 95 or 94. It's crazy, isn't it?
And then the prices collapse.
And that's the end of their economy.
Yeah, that's just it's. But here's the thing. For instance, when you get to the point where you that's why, for instance, like about Ralph, what I understand is that I see that he really wants to make sure that for instance the UK, like obviously, that the UK exists, that the UK carries on, that the UK assert their position, their place, and that they take ownership, that the citizens take ownership of their country and pride in their country. Because if you don't have the good being preserved, then everything will fall to shit. Everything.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But Mark Collette is not the answer.
Oh yeah, I'm not into him or any of those other outside groups. I'm just like, I just look at the fundamentals and what we're talking about here, and so it's just
Mark
crazy.
Collette is an ideologue. He's not a realist. He's a hardcore ideologue.
Yeah, I mean,
a spoiled mummy's boy that got sent to the prep school, so he's got ideas,
Yeah,
but his ideas are pulled out of his wide ass, to be direct.
Yeah, he's working his 15 minutes. That's just what he's doing.
He's just bottom. He's trying to scrape up the remnants of the Tommy movement, of the street movement. That's what he's doing. It's just it's a blatant kind of power drive. Oh, there might be some people to sweep up.
To be honest, now that Britain is not a monolithic, homogeneous nation, I don't know the way how, without any violence, anybody could return to that state. There is just no way. You have to integrate those people now. Sorry.
Integrate or fuck off.
Yes, that should be it. And it should be clear. No, your culture is not here to dominate or to take over. Either way, you are with us or against us. And not get out.
Yeah, but integration is racist. You know.
Racist.
Yeah, so what do you do? It's racist.
Then my country is one of the most racist in the world, to be honest, and we are happy about it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Do you see what I'm saying here? It's like it's not even, for instance, like the UK or even the US. You have people that are like, okay, they've immigrated, and then you want the idea, which was classic and tried and true for decades, for centuries and decades now, about integrating and assimilating into the country and culture that you've come into. Now that is like the worst thing in the world to do. Apparently, that's what's being propagandized. That is so oppressive and prejudiced to do such a thing, you know. And it's just like you're coming into those cultures for a reason. You're coming into those countries for a reason. You're not coming in to change it into your country, your mindset, or your way. Particularly not from an Islamic state or a Muslim majority country. You don't want them to come in and then start putting in their ways and their thing. No, who wants that? Nobody wants that. The people in the Middle East don't want that. You know, and now it's like now people's hands are tied. They can't. They're trying to silence. They're trying to silence the sensible and rational majority and tying their hands behind their back so they can't say anything about it. They can't say no. We don't want that, or that's wrong, or we don't agree with that value, or you know. It's the not so silent takeover, I guess. Anyway, did we put Banksy to sleep? I'm pretty sure he's passed out.
I'm still here, guys.
Oh, okay.
To be absolutely honest with you, my ass is hurting. I'm trying to.
Banksy.
I have to keep going for a little walkabout and then come back because I got some pain, literally a pain in my ass. But
how
guys,
did you hurt your ass?
I got hit by I got hit by a car while I was on my motorbike, and I went flying backwards onto the guys. Yeah, he rear-ended me. Don't get excited, Simon. But he took me from behind.
I had a twinge.
Did he buy you dinner? Did he buy you dinner at least?
Nope, didn't even buy me
no flowers.
Not even without a dinner and a movie. And I said I'm not that kind of a girl. But yeah, so yeah, he rear-ended me, and that was 4 weeks ago now, and I still find it really hard to sit at a chair at a regular desk and chair. And right now I'm running this stream because my other machine it just slows down when I run it from the other machine. Everything just comes to a halt. So I just got fed up and I wanted to do a decent actual stream. So I ran it from this machine, but unfortunately I'm stuck at this desk and it's just getting painful. More and more painful, so that's why I'm gonna have to call this a day, guys.
Call it quits and let it rest.
I'm gonna do my wheel of cunt because I gotta have Mr. Qasem's image as the wheel of cunt. So I'm gonna do the wheel of cunt, and then I'm gonna call it a night. So
are you gonna sip on your scissor a little bit? A little bit of sipping on scissor, little codeine.
Yes, probably. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to avoid that stuff because that stuff is quite addictive. Heavy. Yeah, I'm not a big pill guy. So I'm trying to avoid that if possible, but at the moment, it seems to be the only thing I can do to hold back this. It's just it's not like a continuous pain, but it's a growing. It's like I try to picture it as like a small ball of pain.
Is it like sciatica?
Yeah, it's like a little balloon of pain, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing.
Sounds like Lister.
Oh, pretty much. Yeah.
You've been inflicted with Lister.
Yes, indeed. Well, guys,
come here. I'm a pacifist. Don't you know I'm a pacifist?
Well, at the moment, I have switched over to the wheel of cunt, and I'm gonna run this for Mr. Qasem Soleimani. So here we go. Let's run. I'm sorry, you guys. You guys are gonna have to watch it on YouTube because I'm not sharing it on the StreamYard.
No problem, buddy.
But but it is available on YouTube.
All right, take it easy, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. I'll see you all later.
Cheers now.
Take care, everyone. Okay, boys and girls, here we are with the Wheel of Cunt. It is the for Mr. Qasem Soleimani, Wheel of Cunt. Wheel of Cunt. Da, 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 da. I don't really have a intro for the Wheel of Cunt. It is what it is. So I'm going to now spin the Wheel of Cunt for Mr. Qasem Soleimani. Let's see what the wheel says. Okay, this one doesn't have any turning sound. And it's a solid cunt. It's a solid cunt. Shall we give him best out of 2 out of 3? Let me see. Where's the spinning sound? I thought there was a. Cheers and spinning. I like the spinning sound. Okay, I'm gonna give Mr. Soleimani a second Wheel of Cunt. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's a second cunt. Oh, that is a second Wheel of Cunt. Congratulations, Mr. Soleimani. You are now a 100% Wheel of... The Wheel of Cunt has spoken, people. That's all I have to say. The Wheel of Cunt has spoken. And so we shall let it be at that. Ginger count. Well, thank you, everyone. Big up the 32 in the chat. Big up everyone who came. Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry if I didn't get a chance to reply to everyone in the chat. But, you know, it's difficult. Thank you for everyone on the panel. Thank you to Nodaverse based Welshman. I Hate It Here, who is Simon, but also I Hate It Here. MC ADHD 666. Awesome. The man from Poland is as we know him. And also, of course, James SC. Thank you for everyone for coming onto the panel. Guys, check out everybody's YouTube channel, whoever has one. I know I Hate It Here has one. I don't know about anyone else. But yeah, everyone on the panel, just if they have a YouTube channel, check it out. Try to promote everyone. And yeah, as always, thank you for coming. I'm just going to switch this to my little ending, the ending little bit here. Here we go. This is the finale. I'm sorry, guys. I can't really run a long stream because my rear end is somewhat in pain, and it's becoming extremely uncomfortable. So I'm just gonna have to end it a little bit early. But thank you for coming. Thanks everyone for being here. Share, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Tell other people about this channel, guys, because unfortunately YouTube is not going to promote it, and I'm trying to grow this channel, and it's a bit slow coming. I want to get it to 1,000 so I can actually stream from my mobile phone. So let's do that, everyone. Let's come together and help this fat bald man out to make it to 1,000 subscribers so I can friggin' stream properly. So yeah, tell everyone about this channel. Mostly adults. Don't tell children, because I don't really think this is suitable for the youngins. But yeah, tell everyone, and I love you all. Hashtag not all. And I'll catch you on the next time. Here's some suitable music for the topic at hand today.